Hey folks, we're testing a new video format for our channel where we'll highlight the biggest news of the week. Welcome to GamingBolt's weekly news show number 1. Without further delay, let's get right into it. Football fans are in for a treat this year. Earlier this week, we got our first glimpse of EA Sports FC 25 with its official announcement, along with the reveal of its cover stars. Now, as promised, EA has fully unveiled the game, showcasing its debut trailer and highlighting some of the biggest changes and improvements that this year's game will bring. One of EA Sports FC 25's biggest headlining additions is seemingly going to be Rush, which is described as a new 5v5 experience that combines the mechanics of 11v11 football and the faster pace of 5v5 matches, and will be available in different forms across multiple modes, including Ultimate Team, Clubs, Kickoff, and even Manager Career, where it will take the form of training matches for your youth academy. In addition to Rush, FC 25 will also boast new and improved tactical mechanics and tweaks that EA has collectively dubbed FC IQ, touting revamped team mechanics and more realistic collective movement. All of it built around a new AI model. FC IQ will use real-world data and also feature new player roles. Meanwhile, player and manager career modes will also bring various improvements, including the introduction of women's football, a new system called Live Start Points that will put players at the center of the biggest real-world storylines as they take place, and more. EA Sports FC 25 will launch on September 27th for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Those who purchase its Ultimate Edition will get access on September 20th. Next up is some minor updates on The Witcher 4 and what CDPR is up to with its other projects. Alongside winding down support for Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red has been allocating more resources to upcoming projects. It has quite a few in development, including Project Polaris, the next title in the Witcher series, kicking off a new trilogy with over 400 developers working on it. Though production will begin this year, Associate Game Director Paweł Sasko on Project Orion, Cyberpunk 2077's sequel, says the fantasy action RPG is the most advanced of the company's ongoing projects. Speaking to Flow Games on its podcast about CDPR's many in-development projects, he said, "Most of those are in early stages. The only difference is the Polaris project. So, the new Witcher saga will enter production this year. It's the most advanced of all of those." Sasko reiterated the graphs released during the company's last shareholder meeting, indicating the bulk of its developers are working on Polaris. Aside from Orion and Polaris, other projects currently in the works include Project Sirius by the Molasses Flood and The Witcher remake by Fool's Theory. It also has an original IP, Project Hadar, in the works. Despite its advanced state, Project Polaris doesn't have a release window, and it may be a while before its reveal. CD Projekt Red co-CEO Michael Nowakowski said the team is trying to push new boundaries and explore new fields with the sequel. Long story short, fans shouldn't expect The Witcher 3 in new clothing. Moving on. Do you remember the classic GTA-style game that was revealed in 2023? Upon its announcement last year, The Precinct turned quite a few heads with its promise of a top-down action game inspired by the older GTA titles, with you playing as a rookie cop instead of a criminal. With the game approaching its release under a month from now, however, developer Fallen Tree Games and publisher Quali have announced that the wait for The Precinct will last a little longer than expected. Previously scheduled to release on August 15th, Fallen Tree Games have announced that The Precinct has been delayed to fall of this year, with the studio saying it intends to use the additional development time to continue fine-tuning the gameplay, apply further polish, and continue fixing bugs. Our aim has always been to create the best version of The Precinct possible, Fallen Tree Games' delay announcement reads. We want to deliver an immersive and engaging gameplay experience of the highest quality possible with our resources. After much consideration by both of us and the team at our publisher Quali, we all decided that this would not be possible by August 15th based on the time we have left, which is why we have reluctantly delayed the release of The Precinct to fall of 2024. This additional time will allow us to fine-tune the gameplay, fix any remaining bugs, and provide the seamless gameplay experience that we set out to create when we first started working on The Precinct. Fallen Tree Games and Quali have also released a new trailer announcing the game's delay and showcasing new gameplay footage. We also have an update on a new single-player, narrative-driven linear action-adventure game in the form of Unknown 9: Awakening. The game has turned its fair share of heads with its showings in the lead-up to its release, and Bandai Namco has now shared another extended gameplay walkthrough that shows nearly 10 minutes of new footage. The focus here is on showing protagonist Haruna's set of supernatural abilities, with details and commentary on the same being provided by creative director Christophe Rossignol. Several abilities are shown off, as well as their uses in combat and stealth, primarily the former, including stepping, which allows players to momentarily possess enemies, ripple, which attracts enemies to a nearby environmental hazard, using a shroud to turn temporarily invisible, being able to telekinetically push and pull foes, and more. The gameplay walkthrough also showcases some stealth gameplay, melee combat, and a number of different locations that players will be exploring throughout the runtime of the game. Details are also revealed on different enemy types, as well as exploration. Where the latter is concerned, players will get plenty of opportunities to go off the beaten path, with the gameplay showcasing some light traversal and exploration mechanics in a dense, overgrown environment. Unknown 9: Awakening will launch this fall for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It'll also be playable at Gamescom next month. And lastly, we have some minor updates on the PS5 Pro. Rumors of a PS5 Pro have been abundant for months at this point, with September having been previously pegged as the month that the enhanced console would release. However, now that we're more than halfway through the year and have yet to see an official announcement of the console from Sony, questions are beginning to emerge whether the PS5 Pro is still going to release this year. According to journalist Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming, who has been at the forefront of several PS5 Pro leaks in recent months, the console hasn't been delayed, though there are allegedly some sources who are apprehensive about the same. Henderson claims that the internal documentation that he has suggested that the PS5 Pro will still release this year. Allegedly, development kits were sent out to developers this spring, while the first batch of support certification submissions for the console is set to be filed with Sony on July 30th. It's claimed that starting September 15th, all games submitted to Sony for PS5 release will also have to feature PS5 Pro support. It remains to be seen how long it'll be before Sony officially announces the console, but with the company set to attend Tokyo Game Show this September for the first time in several years, it wouldn't be surprising to see the PS5 Pro have a major presence at the event. So, that's it for our first episode. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to our channel. Also, give us a like and share it with your friends. We'll catch you on the next one.